Hello again, everyone. It's the end of the month. That means it is Legfest again, which means we have some new characters to have a look at. And as normal, the end of the month Gala is usually the one that coincides with the ongoing story event, so we usually get some idea of what we're going to get. Although I will say this month they only teased one unit in the event's scripted battles, which was a new Nisha unit. So we're probably almost certainly getting him, but it's not very often, if at all, that they only put out one new character on a Gala, so we're gonna have to see what we're gonna get here. Let's have a quick check. Yep, Nisha in fire. That was to be expected. We do have one more. Grea in light. Okay, interesting. That's weird how she wasn't featured in the event, but the event would have been a good event to feature her in because of what the event was dealing with. But they didn't, but then they gave her a character anyway. That's okay. Okay. You can ignore that. Let's take a quick check. Quick check at the weapons. That looks like a spear, fire spear. 50% wing cut on Ogi. Big enmity and small garrison. Okay. I don't remember what gangster knife is in terms of garrison. I don't remember. Maybe that does that have enmity as well? I don't remember actually. Anyway, that looks like an okay weapon. Maybe it doesn't replace gangster knife. I don't know, but it's garrison, which is always good. Excuse me. Defense stackable and revitalize on Ogi. Big attack and small seed. And that's okay. That's whatever. That probably would have been pretty decent if there was Ogi cap in there as well, but there isn't. Anyway, let's take a look at Nisha. So his Ogi, he is fire this time. So his Ogi, massive fire damage to foe, bonus fire damage based on Dragonian level, max 5 hits. Okay. So an Ogi plus a nuke. Interesting. Skill 1, 50% all elemental damage cut to all allies, 20% wind damage cut, consumes 20% of caster's max HP. I'm pretty sure that's exactly the same as what it was in the event. So it's a pretty nice damage cut, but I'm not sure about the HP cut though. Skill 2, fire damage to foe, hit to attack and stackable, number of activations increased based on Dragonian level. On its own, that's a pretty whatever skill, but maybe based on how easy this is to level up, it would actually put out some good damage. Skill 3, substitute effect to caster, additional effect when Dragonian level is 3 or higher, sharp boost to attack. Oh, okay. So he gets not an all ally substitute, and then a 1-turn assassin. Oh, okay. That makes, yeah, I think that makes him the first character in Fire that has a 1-turn assassin rather than 1 hit. Interesting. It needs to be level 3 or higher, so we'll see how that gets raised. Raise Dragonian level by 1 when an ally uses a skill that consumes HP or max HP. Max 5. Amplify normal attack damage based on level. Take a lethal hit without being knocked out. Consumes 1 level. Deal triple attacks, low charge bar gain, and counters upon taking damage. 2 hits. That's pretty cool on its own. This, I am not sure about this at all. It's like, apart from him, the only other characters I can even think of that would be that would let him raise his stack is Valentine Skahach, Summer Beatrix, and Ulysses. So I feel like because this needs to be 3 to actually get his assassin, so I think the thing you'd want to use him for would be his assassin. But you're not going to be able to use it turn 1 unless you just completely gimp your team your team composition. I'm not sure about that at all. He is a weird character, and not good weird. Like, I think, like, this whole thing about having to have your allies use skills that cut their HP just to give him his stacks seem... it seems like a really like over-tuned like thing they put on to his kit to like try and balance him, but like you could give him the full effect of all of these skills without having to have this, and he still would be like an okay unit at best. So I'm not sure what their reasoning for this was. Like, this just basically makes it so that, like, they've given him a one-turn assassin skill, but they've put a condition on it that basically means that you're not going to be able to use it in, like, your preferred, like, luchador setup or whatever if you were doing that in Fire. Because, like I said, like, the 3 characters I just named earlier are the only other ones other than himself that I can think of that reduce HP and max HP, so... like, you basically have to gimp your team comp just to use him at full effect. And even at full effect, like, he's good. Like, he seems like he'd be a decent attacker since he deals triples, he counters on damage, like, he's got amplified normals. So he seems like he'd be pretty good, and, you know, he does nukes on Ogi as well, but this just... and I'm assuming that this is like a full 280% assassin. Because if it wasn't, if this was like a lower assassin mod and they have this condition on top of it to actually use it, that seems like they just really gimped him for no reason. So yeah, I'm not sure about him at all. Like, I don't know, maybe there's some like setups that are just I'm completely not thinking about that means you can use him for a tag team setup in turn 1 or something. I don't know, but initial reaction is just that he's kind of all over the place. Like, he's got a decent defensive skill, he's got Ogi nukes, and then he's got an assassin mod with amplified and guaranteed triples. But I don't know, it just all seems... it seems a bit all over the place, and then just has this kind of ridiculous stacking mechanic on top of it that requires you to gimp your team to actually be able to use him at full effect. So, I don't know about that, Chief. So yeah, that's Fire Nisha for you. I mean, he looks kind of cool, I guess. I don't know, nice skin if you're using his wind version in like a Robin Hood setup or something. Anyway, let's move on. Alright, let's take a look at Grea, who is wearing, I think, less clothing than her swimsuit version. So she's in light this time. Her charge attack, massive light damage to a foe and remove 1 buff. Okay, that's cool. Dispel and Ogi, that's pretty decent. Skill 1, boost to light allies CA specs 1 time, boost to charge bar gain. Additional effect, 30% boost to charge bar. So, additional effect, that usually means that you have to have some kind of like unique status effect, or like you consume like a stack or something. So more stacking / status stuff. Skill 2, strength effect to light allies. Cool. Wonder how strong that is. Boost to multi-attack. Boost to light attack, and then boost to multi-attack rate with the additional effect. I hope this is like really strong, because there are like so many characters, especially in light, that have like basically guaranteed triples. Like, this is the element that has Grand Jean d'Arc in it, which can give your entire team guaranteed triples for a turn. So hopefully this is at least a decent multi-attack rate boost. In fact, hopefully all of these are decent. Skill 3, they're all yellow skills. Boosted light allies defense, remove 1 debuff. Additional effect, dark damage reduction effect. Okay. Again, without without numbers, it's hard to really judge this. Like this could be like 100% defense, which would be pretty good. But it might also be 25%, which is less good. So who can say? Support skills, Shining Spirit affected Grea at battle start and every 3 turns. Additional effects of skills when Shining Spirit is consumed. Okay. Boost all allies CA specs when based on their number of buffs. When Grea has 10 or more buffs, restore all allies HP at the end of turn. Interesting. So with this, it's... So she gets this at the start of battle and then in every 3 turns. And it is consumed. I'm assuming it's consumed when... Oh yeah, consumed it says. So yeah. So it's like they've made like the bonus part of the skills basically like function almost like a linked skill that has a 3-turn cooldown. So you can still do all your skills off cooldown in the same turn, but you can only get one of the extra effects every 3 turns. And these all have pretty low cooldowns, so I'm assuming like these might actually go down to 3 turns when you level her up. So yeah, she expects to be number. So this could be decent. This, I would hope this is a pretty decent heal, because usually when you have there's a passive that's like does a thing when you have 10 or more buffs, it's usually something like Ogi reactivation or I think in Valentine Monica's it was like gives like a nice like Ogi cap boost when you do her skill 1, and then like other effects on her other linked skills. So if this is a pretty small heal, then it's kind of, it makes this part of her passive kind of not that great. Like I would assume for this it would be a decent heal. But honestly, I'm expecting like maybe 1,000 or something, which is kind of whatever. But she's, like honestly, she seems like she's tailor-made just to keep Geisenborger on the field for as long as possible, because she has all yellow skills that give your allies buffs that have very low cooldowns. So she basically just seems like an Ogi battery that is designed to keep that wants to keep Geisenborger on the field if you have him, which I don't have him yet. So, but I would assume that when I do eventually get him one of these days, that she might be a good pair to pair him up with him, just to help keep him on the field indefinitely with his immortality. But apart from that, she seems fine. I think very simple character. She basically just spams buffs the entire fight. It's interesting that she doesn't have like any form of like the Draco something debuff. Like her fire version and her water version all put a special debuff on the enemy, which then like boosts their attack. None of that here whatsoever, which is interesting. They've just like completely changed her kit around. So she's now switched from a pretty hard hitting attacking character to just spam buffs all the time. But she seems fine. Like she seems like she'd be a really good pair for Geisenborger, but otherwise, if you have a lot of the other really good light units, you'd probably struggle to find a space for her. But yeah, apart from that, she seems fine. This might actually be good for OTK as well. I wonder if you're using like Huang Long. Yeah, I wonder if it's, yeah, I'm going to say if this charge word gain applies before the boost. If you're using Huang Long and you put like Water Charlotta or something in the backline, which would mean you'd be starting with 65% bar and you hit this, would that be with the charge bar again? I wonder if that would be enough to get a full chain with just one button. That's something to think about. But yeah, she seems fine. She doesn't seem super strong. She seems better than Nisha that we just looked at anyway. At least in terms of what she does. Like, she at least has a pretty consistent theme to her kit. Plus a very nice skin if you're still using Summer Grea, or even hell, regular Fire Grea. rebalance slash FLB when side games. But anyway, that's going to do it for this Gala banner. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'll see you later. Peace out.